What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we're returning to Mobile Suit Gundam F90 Fastest Formula. Last time, we were introduced to Patsy and Liv Angelica. Her new type powers are brought forth through her son, and they seem to have some type of new type bond. She is the pilot of F90 and tested out the electronics type, the support type, and the marine type so far. This time, Patsy will go up against F89. Liv goes out in a mobile suit, and Jobjon works on a secret mission pack. So let's get into this. Universal Century 122. The Abrams is attacked by Oldsmobiles. Part of the Oldsmobiles forces is Lieutenant Commander Charles Rochester. He sends out his mobile suit forces to attack. Jagan pilot Lieutenant Albert Air notices that the Oldsmobiles have newer Gelgoogs. Warrant Officer Annafelt Marmoset is waiting for the F90 as they are outmatched. If you're watching our coverage of Gundam Pulitzer, we just learned of how the Oldsmobiles got their resources. Go give that a watch. RF Gelgoogs rush the ship as it is left defenseless. That is when the Gundam comes in and swiftly takes them out. Rochester cackles and says we'll meet again like a cartoon villain before taking their leave. The Abrams crew isn't done just yet. They head to Side 1 Cologne Colony, where they continue their Oldsmobile mop-up. A hole is blown in the colony. The enemies don't have a problem using citizens as shields. They're attacked by what I believe is the RF Dom, but it has a spiked shoulder like a goof, so I assume it is some commander version. The two RF Zakus support him. That is when the Gundam comes in and takes out the three. F90 is rocking the destroyed loadout. The F90D destroyed type is a high-powered heavy weapons mission pack. Although it has bombardment armaments, it also has mid to short-range weapons. It is designed to drop heavy firepower from long range, then move in to short range for cleanup. Weapons include Vulcans, a beam saber, a 4-tube grenade rack, a 5-tube rocket pack, a mega Gatling gun, a beam rifle, and a shield. Berg is tired from the extensive mission and returns to the ship. They were able to capture the pilot of the commander unit. Annafelt has a small wound, but she is fine. They should probably get some rest, as their next mission is taking them to Earth. The prisoner doesn't have any information, and they aren't getting any closer to finding intel on Mars Xeon. But then the prisoner says that if you are using that Gundam, then you must be the group from the fastest formula. Braun wasn't lying when he said this to Berg. Everyone else is shocked by this response. It is clear that the Gundam is in different hands from back then. Suddenly, a group of G-men led by a familiar old man comes bursting in. The prisoner stares at him and says, "What are you going to do, break the Antarctic Treaty?" The old man proceeds to break the Antarctic Treaty by abusing the prisoner. This familiar old man happens to be Help Hayden, who is now following a lead on some intel regarding F90. He whispers in the prisoner's ears that his loose lips saved him. They proceed to take the prisoner into their custody. The Abrams crew just kinda lets this all go down. We head back to UC-112, Side 4, SNRI headquarters. Help Hayden is meeting with F90 development manager Jobjon in regards to the mysterious transformable underwater mobile suit they encountered. Of course, we know this is Randiger and Randiger Heavy Industries. Because the mobile suit was made with off-the-shelf parts, they aren't able to figure out the source. The standardization of parts allowed smaller companies to begin manufacturing mobile suits. No longer is it just the privileged few who were able to afford mining an asteroid, but that also means they aren't any closer to figuring out who this was. So Jobjon simply suggests letting them get attacked again. Job also mentions that it is almost time for that. He says not to be worried about her. Patsy Angelica prepares in what looks like an arena, more so than a military training center. Help thinks that Job is taking the testing too far, but Job reminds him that what they are testing are weapons. Patsy, in F90, walks up to her opponent, F89. The F89 Gundam F89 is a part of the Formula project designed to miniaturize mobile suits like F90. This unit stands at 18 meters tall as opposed to F90, which is 14 meters tall. They spared no expense, at least at the time of development, and because of that, it helped create F90. The hardpoints that are used in F90's mission packs evolved from this unit, and it has a rudimentary version of a mission pack like hardpoint. This modular backpack only has two packs, a beam cannon type and a high mobility type. The high mobility type is the standard loadout for the unit, and the beam cannon type is the first iteration of what will become F91's VSBR type. Weapons include a beam saber, a beam rifle used by the Jagan B type, an axe rifle, a long-range beam cannon, and the Gustav Karl's shield. Patsy is in the F-type. The F90F fight type is a fighting-based mission pack. It adds additional subarms to the skirt's hardpoints. Its main addition is the arm fighting equipment, which is added to the forearm hardpoints. It generates 3 thin but powerful beams. The backpack has large thrusters to improve mobility. Gustav Karls surround them. The pilot of F89 is Gideon Blondie. If you are wondering, with a name like Blondie, certainly he is blonde, right? Nope, black hair. Liv is watching on from the command center. The battle begins. They go in for the melee attack. Gideon is a combat veteran and isn't going to lose to a test pilot. He is getting the upper hand, but Patsy uses one of the hidden subarms and turns it around. Job is explaining the importance of the Gundam lineage to help. Camille, Judo, and Banana all overcame strength greater than their own. He understands that new types are achieved under extreme circumstances. For him, he doesn't care if it is in battle or in training exercises. He believes it can be unlocked. Also, look at this picture of Camille. He looks like a beautiful lady. The artist did this intentionally. Good job, artist. The character designer on this is Sejum Kim. Good job, Sejum. F89 is bigger and stronger than F90. It grabs the Gundam by the jugular, crushing the Gundam's neck, damaging the sensors. F89 is still holding its beam saber with the other hand while attempting to do a choke slam. Patsy distracts Gideon while she uses her subarm to snatch his beam saber out of his hand. She swings it, but loses the beam saber in the process. The fight has been reduced to punching and kicking. Patsy is able to get a nice uppercut in, knocking F89 to the ground and winning the match. Gideon is a little spiteful, but the two shake hands. And maybe more? Maybe more? Maybe more. Help gets a call informing him that F90 was the winner. He is cautious around Jobjon now. He says that next time they meet, he hopes it is over something that puts a smile on their faces. This dude's like the Riddler now. Patsy introduces Liv to Gideon. He informs her that he, too, was attacked by a mobile suit that bit him, referring back when she was running tests underwater with the Marine type. He asks if she could sense something. She doesn't think she has empathetic new type powers, but she could tell the pilot was obsessed with the Gundam. Side 6, the abandoned colonies. Neo-Zeon remnants are scouring the area for parts. We see various units we haven't broken down yet, so let's do it. The AMS-129 Girazulu Guards type was originally used for Full Frontal's elite guard units and is a simplified design and closer to the initial draft of the Girazulu. It is equipped with a beam gun, a Sternfaust, hand grenades, a beam tomahawk, a Gyaradoga shield, and the large Bruno Plus used by the Gyaradoga heavy weapons type. One of the leaders is in a Zaku 3 Custom. The AMX-11S Zaku 3 Custom, also known as the Zaku 3 Kai, was originally piloted by Masha Marcello and later by Danton in Twilight Axis. Mashimer's unit had a different head, different Vulcans, custom knee pads, and much more. Weapons include 300mm Vulcans, a beam cannon, which doubles as a beam saber, a beam rifle, a beam machine gun, and the option rack shield. Some are paranoid as they have heard of multiple attacks going on in the area. One tells them to relax. Oh, you know what that means. They're going to die now. So anyways, they all die now. You never want to be the person who says relax. Always the final last words. They are attacked by the Tigress. The RDG-3 Tigress is designed and manufactured by Randiger Heavy Industries and is a handmade transformable mobile suit designed for space use. The screw apogees is a Randiger patent and controls the thruster jet's direction using Minovsky electromagnetism. This one patent that they have will ultimately be the thing that outs them in the future. The legs contain these screw apogees which allow the unit to hover under gravity. It has a beam Gatling gun built into the mouth. The mobile suit bites down, trapping the unit, and instantly fires the Gatling gun. Other weapons are 12.7mm Vulcans and a beam saber. They tear through the Neo-Zeon mobile suits. Randiger allows one of the remnants to flee. It seems that their existence is going to be known soon. Dude likes mobile suits that bite down. Randiger asks his assistant Griselda rhetorically that he doesn't get drawn into war. He ponders this while getting drawn into war. Patsy is undergoing Federation medical examinations and left help in charge of Liv. He hates that his mom treats him like a child. It is almost dinner and the engineers haven't stopped to eat. He tells Liv to grab them so they can take a break. Randiger receives intel of the location of F90. Griselda wonders if they can handle F90 and all of their support units, but he tells her that he is sending in GBG. He says he is essentially putting everything into taking down the Gundam. If it doesn't work, he won't blame Griselda if she leaves him. Drama queen. While heading to the hangar, Gideon and other pilots talk about how Gideon should make the moves on Patsy. One guy thinks he won't because of her kid. Liv approaches the guy talking shit and tells him to say it to his face, but the guy is a coward and cops out, calling him a kid. This infuriates Liv. Liv heads into the hangar instead of telling the mechanics that dinner is ready. He lies and tells them to prep F90 for an unplanned test. Help is being yelled at on the radio as everyone is wondering why the F90 is launching. It is Liv. Help blames Gideon for antagonizing him. He says, what, it's not like he knows what he's doing. Help tells him that he does indeed know what he is doing and knows how to pilot. Liv heads out and just kind of vibes with the emptiness of space. I get it. Gideon goes out in F89 to help him, but he doesn't seem to need any help. He shuts off his radio so Liv and Gideon can talk privately. He sees how everyone treats him, so he says from now on, he will treat Liv like he is an adult. This cheers him up and the two head back to the ship. Liv says, what about my mom? Gideon says, dude, your mom's hot and everyone wants to fuck her, and let me tell you, I'm going to fuck her, and then... But then I'm going to put my hand up... All of that shit and whatnot. Luckily, Liv doesn't know what most of those words mean. At Snri headquarters, the F70 is going through extensive training. The F70 Cannon Gundam is a prototype support unit which adopts universal standard weapons used by the Federation, specifically the heavy guns, beam saber, and rifle. Its main weapons are the triple machine cannon mounted on the backpack, which can be replaced with a 150mm high-velocity cannon that fires shell rounds. This mobile suit can also use some of the F90's mission packs. The deployment of this mobile suit remains hidden by Snri until Anaheim Electronics announced their new G-Can. Other weapons include Vulcans, a beam saber, a double beam gun, and a beam rifle used by F90. The test pilot happens to be Jobjon. Most don't get why he still does the grunt work. He tells his men when they are stuck trying to solve a problem, the best way to solve it is to simply get into the cockpit. He gets a call from a Professor Guggen Vigor. He tells him that they must wait until the final piece is in place. That final piece seems to be the N-type. He said that the Gundam attracts danger, but what Job didn't tell him is that it attracts special people. People like Liv. And that will do it for this episode. Help's fear of danger is due to the fact that he wants to protect Liv. Little does he know that Jobjon is trying to activate Liv's new type potential. Based on his last conversation with Help, we know that Job has no qualms putting him in danger to activate his powers. Next time, Berg will enter the Earth atmosphere in the P-type. Meanwhile, back in UC-112, Jobjon disbands the B-team. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, being an adult is recognizing that everyone wants to bang your mom. Peace.